Hello and welcome to my month of June wrapped. I have such a hard time keeping track of the months. I almost said May. So let's just get straight into it. So in June, I did not watch any TV shows. So I've got Sylvie over here and I just need to pat her. I did, however, watch some films. The first film I watched was Madam Web. Now, I had heard that this was an absolute disaster of a film. So I knew that going in, but I wanted to watch it because I absolutely love, oh, there's Blue, Dakota Johnson. You know, I'll watch anything she's in because she's cool and she's pretty. So I went in with zero expectations and they were met. They were met. This is just ridiculous, guys. I don't know what to say about it. The main guy, the villain, he sounded like he was out of sync with his voice the whole time. I don't know what that's about, but that threw me off. And just the script was just questionable and laughable, and I don't know, it just didn't hit. Dakota looks stunning in it though, so it wasn't a waste of time. I did enjoy watching her, but yeah, that was something. So Madam Web, I don't know. Then I watched Inside Out 2 with my kids and we did love it. I didn't love it as much as the original, but I think it was still well done and my kids enjoyed it. And it was a good time. So Inside Out 2, thumbs up for me. And then I watched Damsel. Okay. It just felt like a B-grade movie. So yeah, this was just about a princess who is sacrificed to a dragon and then fights said dragon for her freedom. It was okay, but like, yeah, it just felt like a 90s movie also, as I was getting 90s vibes from it. It passed the time. Like Inside Out was clearly the winner of the movies this month that I watched. Now with books, this month I read 90 books, but 35 of them were DNFs. So I actually read 55 books in full. It was a very big reading month for me. I was very sort of hermetic. This month I stayed home a lot. I went on a few dates, but besides that, I didn't actually venture out that much at all. I spent most of my time reading books, and out of the books, I would say that my favorite was this Fatal Kiss, Don't Knock It Blue by Alicia Jasinska. And this also had a stunning cover and would have won my cover, but I'll choose a different book just so you have some variety. But this one is a sort of Slavic folklore based book. So you have a woman who is turned into a Rusalka, and Rusalka are formed when women normally suffer violent deaths and still want vengeance. It ties them to the earthly plane. So they become essentially water demons who lure people to their watery graves. And she ends up, for reasons, teaming up with the local priest whose job is to exorcise said creatures, and a third gentleman who has dubious intents. This is a sort of bisexual polyamory fest going on, but I just enjoyed it. It was a good time. It's YA, so it's not very spicy, but there's just a little nugget there. But yeah, I just had a blast reading it. I do have a huge soft spot for Slavic folklore books, it seems. Every single one I've read of them has been fantastic. So out of the mythology retellings in the literary world, Slavic folklore has the best strike rate for me. But yes, this was my favorite book out of all of the books that I read this month, Bluebell. Best cover besides this Fatal Kiss, I would have to move this out the way. I would have to give to Perfume and Pain by Anna Dawn, which is a sort of homage to lesbian pulp fiction. But I just am a sucker for pink, red, and green. Just do something for me. I don't know why, but pink and red, pink and green, the three together, just chef's kiss. I love it. And I think this is a really cool cover. So that would be my second choice for best cover from this month. Music, the only new song I think that I listened to and liked was Lunch by Billie Eilish, which is an homage to Ladies Loving Ladies. I like that one. I didn't really love anything else on her album. That was the only one that really stood out for me. So that would be my song choice for this month. Cafe-wise, my favorite place that I visited was Rice Queen in Fitzroy. I went there on one of the dates that I went on. It's such a vibe. It's just got a beautiful aesthetic. The food is reasonably priced and it's delicious. So it is definitely one that I would comfortably recommend for anybody coming to Melbourne. Check out Rice Queen. Now in the garden. Okay, so it's finally stopped raining. So I can take you around. So this is the front. And here we've got some daffodils already in bloom in the first month of Hello Blue of winter, which is a bit new, so I've got to stick those towels back on. But as you can see, everything's neat and tidy. Haven't got much blooming at the moment. We've got the wildflowers, and here's some little flowers here. Yes, some salvia. I've got the bird bath, and the birds do like to have baths in it, so I'm going to be planting some more wildflowers in that bare corner over there. We've planted a jacaranda tree in this area because I think that'll be stunning. And as you can see, he and his worker have redone the paving, so that looks fantastic. Got to get some more flowers to put in that area. And along the back fence, we've just got the dogwood and the Japanese maple, but yeah, lots of room for some new flowers to go in. Okay, so up here on the deck, I'm pretty sure these are lily pillies, right? In which case I should be able to make some jam. Hello, Bluebell. She's gone down. So hopefully they are. Here we've got the passion fruits. So all the flowers have died off, but I think I'm actually going to get fruit, because look at that. That's a fruit, right? So I think this one is a banana passion fruit. So fingers crossed, I actually do get some fruit. But here's a top-down view. So like I said, that they've removed, there was a dead tree there covered in ivy. Some of these fruit trees are not doing that great. Excuse the mess. Cleaning up underneath the house, they had to remove the lattice here. Okay, so we've got, this is the herb bed. So the only herbs that stay all year round pretty much are the thyme. The thyme doesn't die off. Everything else does seem to die off. So I've got to plant some more, and the parsley obviously. Got to plant some more herbs in there. So we've planted some things in here. And I say we, by we, I mean my ex-boyfriend and his employee. And here we've got my aloe and my beautiful, beautiful rosemary bush that Maya gifted to me when I moved in here. They've cut it way back, so I'm going to tell them to leave it alone now, because I actually want it to go fully wild. Okay, and what else have we got? Okay, so whoa, they have really cut down my fajor. I'm surprised at that. I'm going to have to chat. And my strawberry guava. I'm going to have to ask him why he's done that. Why, dude? If you're watching, I'm going to have to give you a phone call. Okay, so apricot, apple trees, all the borage and nasturtium and things. And then we've got some stuff growing in the greenhouse, like tomatoes, I think. And there's some leftover lettuces there, but yeah, as you can see, they've gutted the back as well. I'm going to plant some mosquito repellent things like catmint and lemon balm. So here we've got the blackberry, which did give me a lot of fruit, but it's winter now, so yeah, everything is quite barren, but we'll have to plant some more stuff. But I've got the greenhouse, so I might get some herbs and tomatoes growing there, since that's warm all year round. But I think he's just done a fantastic job, and it's looking very neat and tidy, spick and span. I've also got painting on the agenda still. I've got the paints, I just need to get them painted, so that'll be done. This wall will not be this color for much longer. Purchases, I'll go and grab it. Okay, so with purchases, I did end up getting a Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palette, because I saw it was on sale at Sephora, so I'll show you the inside. This one doesn't have as nice a box as the other black ones that I have, but it comes with two blushes. You've got Nymphet and Coral Cosmos, and then you've got a few shimmery blends. I don't have many greens, so I think that's why I went for this one. I thought, oh, I wouldn't mind having some greens, but it was on sale, so I thought I'd grab it because I do love her eyeshadows, but they are very pricey. Okay guys, so I realized that I just filmed all of my wrap-ups, and I realized I had lipstick all over my teeth, and I just can't put that out into the world. It's too much. So I'm hopefully continuing on where I left off, and I've purchased some decks. So this is the biggest deck purchasing month I've had thus far this year. I backed 2 Kickstarters. One is called the ETA 2 Tarot. Last time I checked, it wasn't funded, so I will check before I post this to see if it has been. And the other was the Echoes Through Time. So I have backed both of those. I had to laugh watching everybody's mid-year tarot tag. How many of us are still waiting for Victorian Fairy Tarot? And I don't think we're going to get it this year, guys. I don't know. I don't think so. Girls, hey, don't fight. It's probably going to be the deck that I've waited for the longest in terms of Kickstarters. But I also pre-ordered a deck thanks to Robin's Reflections because she brought to my attention the Beetlejuice Tarot. And I have to. I absolutely have to. I love Beetlejuice. I'm going to see the sequel this year. I had to get the deck. So I have pre-ordered that one. So that's everything for this month. It's been pretty chill. You've seen everything on the Melbourne Diaries. There's nothing more to add. But let's go to the deck and crochet portion of the video. Okay guys, not much to see this month. Only one deck came. So I think next month's going to be a massive month for me for decks. So anyway, this is the bag that I made. So this is 2 yarns. I've got Spin Right Round in Monster. And I've also got Skip Rope in Jade Buddha. So I combined the 2 of them and I did it in a linen / moss stitch, and I've got a very sparkly green button. And in here is the Old Ways Magic Oracle by Naomi Corner, because this was an indie deck. It came in this little tuck box thing, but I don't use the tuck boxes, as you know. So this is the guide book. It's on the glossy paper and I get straight into it. So you've got the card, a little bit of a general meaning, and then a welcome warning and wisdom. And it's like that for all of them. So it's not very extensive. And I personally found the messages very simple. Like in the end, I think I pretty much just went by the keywords. So these are the backs. I don't really like them. I'm not a fan of red, blue, and yellow and green like together, like very primary kind of colors. But they're okay. I don't hate them. I just don't really like them. I did not edge it because it's got a very rough sort of edging. And I will show you what I paired it with while I talk about the cards. So I ended up pairing it with the Phases and Forests Oracle deck by Kat Riles, because I felt like they had similar sort of, there is definitely a nature-based energy in this deck for me. This is witchy, but also like earth witchy. So this one, the cardstock, I really don't like it. It feels like plastic to me. I couldn't see anything about what cardstock it was, but it really feels plasticky, and I don't like that feeling. They're also very, very tall, so it's a little bit painful for me to shuffle. So the sensory sensations of this are not my jam. I love the artwork. That's the reason that I got this deck. I think the artwork is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. I just wish it had been done on different cardstock, because I know for me that's going to be an issue in terms of, do I want to get it out? I just don't like the physical act of using it, which sucks. But yes, in the end, I was just going off the keywords myself. I didn't really get much from the guidebook, but thankfully, like, the keywords are pretty good, as in they're quite usable. And I paired these 2 together because I had a feeling like I probably wouldn't really want to use this with a tarot for some reason. I just thought maybe I might go with a deck that I also have troubles using, and I felt like they went really well together. I think they spoke to each other quite well. And because this also has a little bit of a meaning, that helped with the cards. So I'd have intuition and hope, and then do you feel like you are trusting your instincts or gleaning more from the opinions of others? And I will just make a little message out of those. And also, you know, I'd use the imagery in the cards as well. And I didn't use this for divination at all. It was more of a therapeutic sort of self-reflection check-in, or if I felt like journaling that day, this was great for that as well, like starting off my journaling practice with this in mind. But I think they also go really beautifully aesthetically together as well. But yes, very witchy, very elemental as well. I'm keeping it in my collection. I'm not as enamored with it as I was hoping, and it's mostly due to the cardstock, as stupid as that is. It's just obviously something that affects me. Like, it's the size as well. So the cardstock I could probably get over, but because it's also painful for me to overhand, and I really like overhanding, and generally I'll use jumpers rather than doing like the fan method or the riffle. I like the overhand. So because that wasn't a great experience either, it has like a 2-fold sensory thing for me. And yeah, the guidebook, I was hoping for a bit more from the guidebook, but it's very basic and it is what it is. I felt like even all of the individual meanings are very same. Like we'll read, I love all the corals in that one. Like we'll read for community. So you see what I mean? Wolf can teach us to embrace and understand. It is there for us in times of need. In Wolf, we find courage to trust and lean on others. Welcome. Reach out and connect with others when support is needed. Warning. Unable to ask for community support. Wisdom. To Wolf, I ask, guide me to hold others and courage and love. So sometimes it was nice though, finding out who the person in the card was. So if it's actually a deity, like Leah is in here, that was nice to find out. I did like that little bit of knowledge, that little nugget. But yeah, I've read through the whole thing. I think you could also use maybe the little wisdom down the bottom as a sort of mantra, affirmation, prayer sort of situation. But because this was the only deck that I got in this month, this literally was the only deck that I worked with. I just used my everyday tarot if I wanted a divination sort of thing for the day. But otherwise, yeah, I had a bit of a quiet reflection time this month, and I think for the start of winter this was a great deck for that, because it does feel very introspective and it has got that sort of hermetic solitude energy to it. So I think seasonally this is definitely, it feels like a winter deck to me. So does the Phases and Forest Oracle. They both have that wintry energy and that sort of time of hibernation and going within. But yeah, I think these just work really beautifully together. And I might just actually keep them paired unless something else comes along that I think is a better fit for either of them. But at the moment, I feel like they work best together. So yeah, that was it for the decks for this month. Like, I did get my prototype for my Oracle deck, but it's still got some stuff I need to fix, so I'm not showing that. That'll be next month. The new one's already been shipped, so you'll see that soon. But until next time, stay wild, Star Child.